Alright, this is a video that I thought about last night, and I put some thought into it. Alright, so this is a video on how to collect comics in a speculator's market. Alright, now if you're a speculator, that's fine, that's on you. You make your money, you do you. That's good. Do whatever you feel, you know, nobody should blame you for that. But if you are a actual comic book fan, you enjoy the artwork and the storylines and the way they play off of each other and the way everything intertwines and locks together, creates all these great, massive storylines and arcs that can go on, and stuff can reverberate for years down the road. 20 years later, they can reference something that happened back in an Amazing Spider-Man comic or an Avengers comic or something like that. Everything's interconnected. You love stuff like that. That's just what you're in this for. All right, but you're trying to complete runs. All right, there are certain comics that are always going to be key comics. They're always going to be expensive. But in a market like this, it's even higher. Maybe you're on a budget. Maybe you don't have thousands and thousands of dollars. First things first is you have to pick and choose when you go for things. Perfect example. I just got back into collecting, got myself to where, wanted to do it, started making YouTube videos again, got back into the community. I'd still been buying books here and there, but I hadn't had a pull list and I hadn't got anything serious. I've been trying to stabilize myself financially, right? Well, now I'm back into it. First thing I wanted back was Amazing Spider-Man 361 and Amazing Spider-Man 300 because I had those books before I ended up having to sell it. And I wanted to get them back. And I was at work on break, and I started looking through eBay at prices on Amazing Spider-Man 300 and 361. And I remember what I paid for my ASM 361. I think I paid I want to say it was like $45 for a copy that I know. It was a raw copy. It was not graded. I know it was an 8.0. At least. It might have been an 8.5. It was a really nice, to be honest, it could have been even higher than that. I'm lowballing because I always would rather lowball than over extenuate. So, but it was at least an 8.0. And I bought it for like $45, something like that, at my local comic book store. And I think I just got him down to that low because I'm always going in there and I'm always buying books. So he was like, why not? He spent tons of money here. Throw a ball. And I started looking on eBay and I was like, have people lost their minds? CGC books or slab books are always going to be higher. Because they're guaranteed that great. But still, I was like, no. And I literally just said it out loud on break. I was like, why is the first appearance of Carnage so expensive right now? This is ridiculous. And one of my work friends goes, because of the movie. I'm like, what movie? Because at the time I wasn't on social media. I don't think I was making YouTube videos. I was thinking about it. I was out of the loop. And he was like, the new Venom movie that's coming out. It's the origin story of Carnage. Woody Harrelson's playing Carnage. He's playing Cletus Cassidy. And I was like, Alright, so that instantly tells me right there. New Venom movie coming out. It's got Venom and Carnage in it. So 300 and 361 are off the table. While those are out, while they're doing that, because they're probably going to make a Carnage movie after this, so it's going to stay up for a while. It's going to be up. Those are off the table. Go some other direction. Find you another key that you really want and go for that. Go for, whatever else. But as long as somebody's making a TV show or they're making a movie, and speculators are really going to try to hit it hard because they're trying to make money. That's what they want to do. Okay, so don't go for those books. Go for something else. Go for something way out in left field. Go for like right now I'm looking at getting another Nova #1. Nova's, why Guardians of the Galaxy didn't use Nova in Guardians of the Galaxy, I have no idea. Maybe they will here soon, so I need to hurry up and grab one before it starts skyrocketing through the ceiling. So, or just anything like that. Just kind of pick and choose your way around things. Yes, right now the market is way up and prices are high, and they will eventually go down. And everybody's going to try to not be left holding the bag, but it's going to happen. You're going to buy comics, the market's going to tank, and you're going to be stuck with all these comics that you paid this money for that you can't sell for the price that you bought it for, much less more. It's going to happen. So go for key issues that aren't being optioned right now. Look for stuff that's outside the box. Just try to beat the entertainment industry and speculators. Go on YouTube. Look up speculating videos. Look at what books people are speculating on. Look at what books people are selling for really, really, really high prices that should not be that high. I love Deadpool. I'm not buying New Mutants 98 right now. It's not happening. It's gone way down. But it's still not down low enough to where I feel comfortable spending the money on the book. And that's my own thing. I'm just not comfortable in spending that money. I really should have bought about 3 or 4 copies of it when it was in dollar bins everywhere and just sat on them things. But at the time, I wasn't in the hobby. I didn't even know that was the first appearance of Deadpool. So who knew? But yeah, you have to pick and choose what you go for and what you don't go for stuff that's optioned for a movie. If there's a movie coming out, forget it. If there's a TV show, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, whatever it is, don't go for it. Watch speculators videos. Find out what books they're specking on. Don't go for those books right now. Let it die down. It will die down. Let it happen. And just give it some time. It might take some time. You have to have patience if you're going to do something in a market like this. You're going to have to. But you've got to play the market's game. Unless you have money to just throw around. But this video is literally for people who are like, I'm not trying to spend all that money. And then sometimes you can get deals here and there. Sometimes it's just on eBay ask. When it says make an offer, make an offer. Make an offer. Lowball the guy. Low him really low. Maybe he'll come back at you with a little higher offer, but it's still way less than what he wanted originally. Maybe. But you got to pick and choose things. You gotta look through. Plus, try to find places that are, as much as you can, that are out of the way. Don't go to your local comic book store or comic conventions and try to find good deals on books. Go to thrift stores that old people own. Thrift stores, yard sales. Just stuff like that. Try to hit stuff like that, because you can still find stuff like that. You should be able to. Try stuff that's out of the scope. Don't try stuff that's in major cities. Try stuff that's outside of major cities. Go 30, 45 minutes away from a major city, or an hour, or 2 hours away, whatever. Go distance. You might have to drive some. If you really want the book and you can't pay a fortune for it, you might have to do a little driving. You never know. But you have to kind of try to situate around the market. Now, there will be times that somebody will buy a book, speculated book, they buy it, and they're like, I'm going to flip this and make money on it. And then market dies. All right, well, now they're like, what am I going to do? I got to sell this thing to somebody. I got to make money off of it, or else I'm going to lose money. Because they didn't plan on losing money, or they just don't want to. Who wants to lose money, really, to be honest? So then you can kind of wheel and deal. Also, you can do stuff like just trade around with your books, kind of put stuff up, here and there. You've got books that you don't read, that you didn't like, that you got because people suggested them or everybody was buying it, you read it, and you're like, yeah. And you put a couple issues aside. Eventually, over time, you'll stack up issues of stuff that just doesn't do anything for you. You really didn't like the artwork, but the story was really good, or everybody says it was good, and you didn't think it was good at all. It just wasn't your speed. You didn't like the art, whatever. Stack that stuff up. Go to your local comic, go sell it at yard sales or like at flea markets. If their comic books are high and up right now, put $5 a book on each one. Now, people are going to hem and haw and try to get you down, this, that, and the other. Take that money and put it towards a book that you were already going to put money towards anyway. Try to figure out ways to make extra money off your collection. And then there's always the thing of, right now, you could buy a not the best copy of a book. Market goes down. You can trade that copy in with a little bit of extra money that you didn't pay a whole lot for. Trade it up to a better grade or to a better looking book if it's not graded, if it's just a raw book. I'm not a big fan of graded books. I like to be able to read the book. If I buy a book and it's graded, more than likely, I'm going to crack it open and take it out. Just so I want to read the book. I want to see the artwork. I want to have it in my hand. The only books that I would ever get slabbed would be books that maybe I got signed that I really, 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 really want to get signed by somebody that I really, really like their art, or story work, or whatever. But there wouldn't be a whole lot of those out there. And to be honest, I never expect to really have to sell those books until years down the road. So getting them signed really isn't a big deal as far as getting them slabbed. I can get them signed. I can have pictures taken with me with the artist. I can take a video of the guy signing it while he's signing it. And if I ever want to go to sell it, and people are like, well, how do I know he really signed it? That's how you know. That is how you know. So there's always that. You can always go up. And that's basically the best you have to deal with. Doesn't mean you can't always get the book. It doesn't mean it's unattainable. It just means you might have to wait. You might have to be patient, or you might have to look for deals. Find slabs that are cracked. If a slab gets a crack on it, people will sell it for near nothing. Doesn't matter what it is, because they don't want to have to send it back in to CGC or CBCS or PGX and get it re-slabbed. They would rather just sell it, and they're going to sell it for whatever. Because to them, once the slab is cracked and once there's air in there, it's half the value that it was when they got it slabbed, or less. So there's always that. My copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300, when I bought it, it was an 8.0, and I think I paid $260 for it. I want to say $260, but then I think I had books in my hand too, so $260 might have been including those books, so it wasn't a whole lot. The case was cracked. It was damaged. And he was just like, yeah, I'm not going to send it back in, and I'm just going to sell it for whatever. And that was at a local comic book store. That was at a place where it should have been the highest. Just, you have to get creative. You have to use your mind. You read comics, you read all these things made by creative people. Some of that's you got to get creative sometimes. That's just the way it is. So to everyone out there who collects, because they like the stories, they love the characters, love the stories, love the artwork, best chances to you. Try to do what you can, and be patient, and good luck. To everybody who's speculators and they're buying spec books and they're trying to make money, make it while you can, because one day you won't be able to, and you're going to have to take a loss eventually at some point in time. Just bank on it. That's the nature of business. You ask any businessman, I don't care who it is. It could be Elon Musk. It could be Jeff Bezos. They always don't make money off every single deal. Eventually, you are going to take a loss. It's going to happen. You just might as well bank on it. Just take the loss, take the lump, win on the next one. Instead, next time, make a 200% profit instead of 100% profit. Whatever. So, just putting this video out there. Hopefully it helps new collectors out. Don't get frustrated. Do not give up. Just be patient. Wait. Have a good day.